Fasten your seatbelts, guys. On April 26, 1986, something catastrophic went down at a nuclear power plant during a low-key test. But things took an intense turn when the actors, or rather the reactors, lost control. A devastating explosion shook the facility and caused 2 on-site workers to lose their lives instantly. However, the real damage was just beginning as approximately 30 more workers succumbed to radiation poisoning from the blast. The eerie city of Pripyat, which was home to these brave yet unfortunate men, was left deserted overnight. But here's where things took a seriously wild turn. Rumors started circulating among locals about bizarre creatures lurking in the shadows, with some even blaming them for unleashing doom upon their town. Get ready to face the freaky side of history in Crazy Stuff. Today we're diving into the eerie aftermath of the Chernobyl disaster, one of humanity's most haunting tales. Fasten your seatbelts as we explore the unsettling secrets that lie within Pripyat, an abandoned city frozen in time since 1986. Amidst the crumbling remnants, a once thriving amusement park now stands as a chilling testament to what happened that fateful day. Picture this, the skeletal remains of a 26-meter Ferris wheel looming over rickety swing boats and a paratrooper ride that never gave anyone the rush they signed up for. Instead, it became a ghostly sentinel of a town silenced by radiation and fear. Imagine an amusement park where families could create unbreakable bonds over thrilling rides and cotton candy. The epitome of fun in the Soviet Union's Pripyat, 1986 was supposed to be its grand opening year. But what seemed like a promising future for laughter and adventure turned into a haunting past. Just 5 days before the park was set to bring joy, disaster struck when radiation from the nearby Chernobyl nuclear catastrophe swept through, altering destiny forever. Imagine stepping into an amusement park, packed with excited kids and screaming laughter, only to find out later it was a deadly distraction from a devastating nuclear disaster. That's exactly what happened at this infamous park, which opened just 1 day after the catastrophic event on April 27th. As radioactive levels skyrocketed, the government deliberately kept the truth under wraps, using the long-awaited amusement park as their decoy. Thousands of unsuspecting families eagerly boarded rides that day, blissfully unaware they were in for a horror show and an exposure to radiation that would seal their fate, many eventually battling cancer as a heartbreaking consequence. Imagine stepping into a fairground frozen in time, the kind of place where laughter used to echo through the air, but now silence is all you hear. Rusty paratrooper seats stand like skeletal fingers, and overgrown leaves dance around abandoned bumper cars, as if nature itself is reclaiming this once vibrant space. This haunting scene isn't just a relic of past happiness. It's a backdrop that's captured the imaginations of gamers in Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl and Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and even inspired a fictional park in a secret world. But let's take a closer look at how this real-life location turned into a jarring intersection of normalcy and disaster, a testament to how quickly joy can turn into despair. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. Imagine being one of the brave scientists who ventured into the Chernobyl disaster zone, and you'll understand why this next story will give you chills. Meet Dr. Andrew Karstukov, a nuclear physicist from the University of Buffalo, who dared to step inside the infamous power plant just a year after the world's worst nuclear accident was sealed under a concrete sarcophagus. As he approached Reactor 4 for some crucial readings, he thought he heard something that will haunt him forever. A faint cry for help, echoing through the deserted halls, like a lost firefighter desperately seeking assistance to douse a burning flame. Now, here's where it gets even more mind-blowing. There was no real fire alarm going off, but our guy had indeed heard some loud beeping sounds. The reason? He stumbled upon the 4th reactor sarcophagus and tried to swipe his fingerprint for access, unknowingly triggering a security check that should have only been initiated by someone with proper clearance. But here's the wild part. No unauthorized person had entered this building since a tragic event occurred on site. Just when Andrew thought he'd been hearing things, the night took a wild turn. His friends tried to brush it off as paranoia, but now they're all gathered outside by the river near the plant, enjoying dinner, when suddenly, without warning, a floodlight in the installation's room flickers to life. No explanation, no announcement, it just happens, leaving everyone stunned and wondering what's really going on here. But here's the thing, it wasn't just a random electrical glitch causing the eerie events at Chernobyl. Weeks before the infamous explosion in April '86, locals were sharing spine-chilling stories. Plant workers claimed to have spotted an unsettling creature the black bird of Chernobyl, with its massive wingspan and blood-red eyes that seemed to glow like embers. Those who crossed paths with this mysterious bird reported waking up in a cold sweat from disturbing nightmares, and even receiving menacing calls in the dead of night. The strange occurrences only intensified as the fateful day of April 26 drew near, leaving many wondering if this ominous presence was more than just a product of their vivid imaginations. Imagine a creature so ominous that disasters are linked to its appearances. The Mothman legend from Point Pleasant, West Virginia has eerie ties with two massive tragedies: the Chernobyl explosion and the Silver Bridge collapse. It's said this mysterious being is a harbinger of doom, popping up before devastating events then vanishing forever. Some believe it even showed up at the infamous Reactor 4 in Chernobyl, where Destination Truth caught what looked like a human figure on an infrared camera during their paranormal investigation. Now let's take a step into Pripyat's haunted streets. Jurospinorodov Street stands out with its chilling reminder of the city's past, health of the nation, the country's wealth scribbled on a building, serving as a haunting testament to what once was. Get ready for a shocking story from inside this abandoned building that used to save lives. Literally, back in the day, it was a thriving hospital with 400 beds and state-of-the-art facilities like dental care, a maternity ward, and even an infectious disease clinic, showing just how comprehensive medical support was. However, on one fateful night, disaster struck as workers from the nearby plant, brave police officers, and courageous firefighters faced severe radiation exposure, a nightmare scenario for anyone. The hospital's dedicated staff worked tirelessly to treat these heroes, but due to the extreme nature of their condition, they had to resort to an unconventional measure, storing their contaminated clothing in the basement where it remains until today. Eventually, the critically ill patients were transported to Moscow, where a specialized center awaited them, equipped with the necessary tools and expertise to tackle such a catastrophic situation. Imagine stepping into an abandoned hospital where radiation levels are off the charts, medical records are scattered everywhere, and rumors of ghostly apparitions in old surveillance footage keep people on edge. You might be thinking of a Hollywood horror movie, but we're talking about real-life Pripyat, the city around Chernobyl's nuclear disaster site. It's here that the paranormal reality show Destination Truth caught what looks like human figures lurking in hospital security tapes. And if eerie dolls are your thing, you'll love our next stop, the creepy abandoned nursery where a doll or two might just be waiting to give you serious chills. Picture this: you're strolling through a ghost town called Pripyat, and every window is like an unblinking eye staring back at you, thanks to thousands of lifeless dolls scattered all over. But here's the chilling twist: these dolls have been exposed to radiation, making them super deadly. This isn't from a scary movie, it's real life in Pripyat, where 35 years ago, a catastrophic event took place on April 26th, forcing families to flee with just their lives. They left behind everything else, including toys like these dolls, still perched in windows, a haunting reminder of the devastating past. What happens when humans leave? Nature takes over. Pripyat is now a wildlife reserve, proving that life can thrive even in the most unexpected places. Let's dive into an extraordinary discovery in the Chernobyl exclusion zone. A 2015 study by Jim from the University of Portsmouth found that wildlife populations like moose, roe deer, red deer, and wild boar are actually thriving here, with numbers comparable to those in nearby safe nature reserves. But what's really remarkable is that wolves have exploded in population, growing a whopping 7 times larger than their neighbors outside the zone. Jim emphasized it's not that radiation is great for wildlife, rather, human impact was even worse before the accident. So, what do you think about this unexpected ecosystem? It's your turn now. Share with us in the comments what you'd love to learn about next, or any questions that are still buzzing in your mind after this video. If you found today's info as tasty as a crunchy snack, don't forget to hit that like button and spread the knowledge love by sharing it with friends. Until we crunch again, thanks for hanging out with us, Crazy Stuff fam.